So, yeah, I guess this is back to normal, just a vinyl finds video. Yeah, with a few extra things, I suppose, because I've been to a couple of gigs recently, which were pretty amazing. So I was going to mention those and a couple of things to show. Yeah, maybe there's a few other connected things that I've pulled off the shelves to go along with what I found recently. And yeah, I suppose for once I've had a bit of time to listen to things at home. So I've listened to all these in their entirety, and yeah, honestly, I'm really pleased with some of the things that I've found. I've had some amazing luck, to be honest. I mean, I've spent a bit of money on a few things, but yeah, I've also had some brilliant luck. So you know, sometimes that happens. Yeah, there's a playlist, obviously, and I've picked out some of my favourites, and yeah, you can have a listen if you like. Yeah, I'll just get on with it. So this is Trader Horn. I wasn't aware of Trader Horn, and then this was there, so I was looking into it, and it's a bit of a Fairport Convention offshoot, I guess. They're a sort of duo from, I think this album was out in 1970. Discogs reckons this is a 74 repress. I think the original goes for a bit of money, but this one's just, you know, less than a new record, so totally makes sense. There's a lot of other people playing on here, so there's lots of instrumentation, and yeah, it's a nice record. I like it all. There was a few standouts. The title track, Morning Way, was really good. I suppose it starts a little bit experimental, and then it sort of takes time to develop, and then it's maybe a minute or two, and it sort of reveals itself as quite a beautiful song, really, with sort of shared vocals. A lot of the tracks are shared vocals, girl-boy vocal. Yeah, Here Comes the Rain was another one that I liked. Yeah, so I'm pleased to get this. It's on this Universe Productions, I think. Yeah, this was the first bit of luck. Sounds of Salvation. I don't know if the band's called Reflection or whether the label is Reflection. This was £1 in a charity shop, and honestly I reckon it had probably been there for ages, because I hadn't been into that charity shop for a long time. It had recently closed down for a refit. They'd sold everything prior to that, so all the records must have been, you know, restocked a couple of months ago when it reopened. And yeah, I suppose this is the sort of thing that if you're lucky, most people ignore. This is a 50 quid record, according to Discogs, and after playing it, I think it's justified. It is an amazing album. It's a Christian folk record, aimed at sort of worship and sort of giving sermons, I guess, and assemblies and that sort of thing. And it comes with this extensive sort of guidebook, notes on all the songs. Most of the songs are original compositions, so unique to this release. Some of them are absolutely beautiful. It's a really accomplished record as well. Like, the first track does explain a few things here. So the first track is a sort of montage of field recordings that he's just made outside of sort of, you know, bird song and things going on in nature. And yeah, if you ever see this, grab it. Yeah, this was a nice record as well. Bit of a contrast. This is cheap. Cat Mother. This is their 5th LP, was it? 4th LP maybe, from 73. The first one you might recognise. It's sort of a bit of a black cover. I think that one's from 69 maybe. That was the one that Hendrix produced. So yeah, this is a white label promo. This is pretty trashed. I mean, I think I paid £4 for this. Hindsight, maybe I overpaid, but it's worth that. Yeah, I really like this track, Redwood Blues. Really sort of prominent vibes playing on that. Yeah, it's worth keeping. Yeah, so this was a reissue that I was over the moon, to be honest, when this got announced. There's not many things that I'm waiting on a reissue for, because there's not really that many things that I'm aware of. I like finding things that I'm not aware of, but I was aware of Sheila McDonald. I've only ever seen an original of this once, and it was £100 about 10 years ago. And honestly, I'd started to think, if I ever see that record again for £100, I should probably buy it. I don't think you're ever going to see it for £100, because I think it's more like £200 now. I mean, I guess maybe a lot of people are aware of Sheila McDonald. This is her second LP from 71. She was from Edinburgh. This recorded this second one and then just sort of disappeared, really, just without trace almost. Sort of made a comeback a few years ago, sort of. I think she did another album, maybe. This is recorded with, all sorts of people are involved in this. Members of Fotheringay and Richard Thompson, Keith Christmas, quite a lot of other people. This reissue's really good. It sounds great. It's done from the original tapes. I would highly recommend it. It's all good. It's got this one-track Odyssey, which is just... it's probably one of my favourite songs of this sort of genre, really. Sort of, I don't know, I don't want to say acid folk, because I don't really know what acid folk is, but it's sort of 70s folk, which has just got so many progressive elements, and it's just charged with something that makes it alive, really. And if you've never heard that track, I would say definitely check it out. I just wanted to show these records, actually, because I've never found, like I say, I've never bought an original Sheila McDonald record, but you've probably recognise these compilations, which are always cheap, and they feature tracks by quite a lot of interesting folk artists. So Sheila McDonald has got a track on both of these. I reckon these are worth getting. These used to be like £1 or £2. You'd probably get them for £5 now. These two are sort of similar. Club Folk Volume 1, Volume 2 on Pegasus. So this is PS3, this is PS2. These both contain Sheila McDonald tracks that are non-album tracks. So you can get them on the reissue CDs, but they're not on any other records. So absolutely, they're not the best things. They're probably outtakes from the album sessions, but worth getting. So this has got Rainy Night Blues. And this one has got Sweet Sunlight. And like I say, that's the only place you can get those tracks. So this is Cassell Webb. Wasn't aware of her. Love the sleeve. This is a cheap record. I think the Discogs median on this is about £5. I've definitely paid less than a tenner. The reason that I got this was because Adrian Borland is credited on the back, and he's sort of got shared writing credit for the whole album, really. It's from 85, and it's a great album. There's only one song which the Sound covered, I guess, even though it's probably his tune, which is Total Recall. So that's available on this in the Hot House, which is the live LP by the Sound. This is really good. I'm well happy with this. Camera Obscura, so that was the first gig that I went to, so I thought I'd show some of these singles that I've got. I think I first went to see Camera Obscura in 2004, And they haven't done a lot since then, really, in the last 20 years. But I probably enjoy them now as much as I did then. And they're sort of doing, you know, a sort of similar thing, really. And the gig was amazing. They played 6 tracks from the new LP. They played 6 tracks from Let's Get Out of This Country album. And yeah, and then sort of a few things from other records, and yeah, start to finish, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, what we got here? We got If Looks Could Kill. I think they played that. Lloyd, I'm Ready to Be Heartbroken. They definitely did that one. Let's Get Out of This Country. I Love My Jean. I don't think they played anything off this single. Yeah, but I love Camera Obscura. And yeah, this was a bit of luck, really. So I got a sort of unofficial compilation recently, and it had a William Devourne track on it. Literally, I've only bought that in the last month or so, and it was this track, Blood is Thicker Than Water. And I must admit, this is a pretty classic album, which I was totally unaware of. And so I thought, well, I'm going to look out for that. And yeah, and in a matter of weeks, I was at a record fair, and I try not to go to record fairs, but it was on where I was near, and I had a look round, and there was just lots of expensive things, or things that were just a bit too pricey for me to be comfortable with. Anyway, they had one seller had this, and it's near mint, and it was 30 quid. So yeah, I've picked it up, and I'm absolutely delighted with it. And I didn't realise he does the original version of Be Thankful for What You Got, and which obviously I'm really familiar with from the first Massive Attack album. And honestly, you know, I've been listening to this for 30 years or something. I'm not sure I've ever heard the original before. Bit of a treat to hear it, to be honest. And I've been playing it loads. It's an amazing song. So I'm really, really pleased to have got this. Yeah, and Massive Attack was the other gig that I went to. And honestly, it ranks as one of the most amazing gig experiences that I've had for a long time. I mean, I've seen Massive Attack quite a lot of times. I think the last time that I saw them was about 10 years ago, which was a bit of a weird gig, really, because it was part of the Manchester International Festival. I got there late, didn't get a good spot, and yeah, so that, you know, that wasn't up there, really. Yeah, anyway, this gig was at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, so, you know, not a promising start in any way. But honestly, that venue is great. And we got there early, got near the front, watched the support, 47 Soul, who were a Palestinian band, who were really good. And we were probably about 10 or 12 metres from the front. And honestly, I've been to venues a tenth of that size and felt more distant from the stage. Just really immersive. The sound was incredible. And Massive Attack were just amazing. And the whole thing was basically performed with an Adam Curtis film as the backdrop. So just such powerful imagery. I mean, if you've got any interest in Massive Attack, just read some of the reviews, because it was powerful. Yeah, Manchester. So they played Manchester, and then the night after they did a show in London. I think Manchester, the set was one track. We got one extra track. But London, they played Eye Against Eye, which is the tune they did with Mos Def, which is this single here. And I absolutely love this tune. So, I mean, if there's any downside, it's that I didn't get to see them perform that with Mos Def guesting. Yeah, like I say, this is a standalone single. I think that's the only place you can get it. Also, it's also on the sort of this best of. You got an extra disc with rare tracks, I guess, and it is on there. But yeah, this track's amazing. Yeah, Cocteau Twins. So that was the other thing about this gig. Yeah, Liz Fraser was performing with them. So, and I just hadn't thought it through that was going to be a possibility. And I mean, I've seen Liz Fraser with Massive Attack before, but so long ago that I was probably barely aware of, you know, what Cocteau Twins had done. Whereas now I'm kind of a bit of a fan. So yeah, she performed 4 tracks with them, including Teardrop and Song to the Siren, a couple of others. So yeah, so I've been going back to Cocteau Twins stuff, and yeah, so I thought I'd show this one, which is a bit more unusual. This is a American promo compilation album. The sleeve's a little bit knackered, but I'm glad to have that. I pretty much got this because it's got Orange Appled on, which isn't the easiest tune to find. And yeah, there was a time when I was pretty obsessed with that. Yeah, so it's not for sale. It's sort of a white label promo. Yeah, amazing gig. Liz Fraser's vocal, amazing. If I could have watched it again the following night, I would have done. Yeah, so a few more singles here. So this is Azimuth. Dear Limits, I think it is. Yeah, so this is a non-album single from 1980. Yeah, the record is badly rough, to be honest, but it seems to play all right. So yeah, I'm pleased to get this. It's a great tune. Yeah, as is this, which I don't really know anything about. Northwest 10, I Choose You. This is from 85. Yeah, that Azimuth is 1980, if I didn't say. This is, I don't think I paid £2 for it. I think I got it for £1, hopefully. Honestly, though, I'd probably pay more than that because I really like it. Yeah, it's a mid-80s disco funk tune, really. But yeah, there's a bit of a mad instrumental section towards the end, which kind of makes it. This is Dearis Cara, I think is how you pronounce her name. And this is her debut from 1984. She went on to do loads of stuff, but it's just all gospel records, I think. Whereas this is, I guess this is sort of contemporary soul. This album is not good. It's got one amazing track, though, which is What About My Love, which is a cover of a Johnny Taylor song, I think. I'll have to double check, but I think so. Yeah, another random single here, Benji Levi and I. So this is on Island, obviously. I think this was 78. Couldn't really find much out about this. The B-side, Cool Runnings, is, yeah, it's great. So that's another keeper. Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers, Bustin' Loose. So I was familiar with the song Bustin' Loose. This is an 85 repress of this album that was out in 78 or 79. Maybe I wasn't holding out much hope for this, but I actually like quite a lot of it. I Gotcha Now is great, and a few of the others are really good. So I'm pleased to have this. Yeah, so this is Hieroglyphics. Must admit, or is Hieroglyphics? I'm not sure I pronounce that. I was not aware of this record or this album or this artist. This looked interesting, so I looked it up. This was priced at £20, and when I looked it up, that was about half of what it goes for. And it's America, it's US hip hop from '98. And a lot of people were saying good things about it. And so, I mean, it's half the price it's supposed to be. So I thought, yeah, I'll take a chance on this. And I'm really, really pleased that I did because, yeah, I rate it a lot. I didn't realise, I've obviously been reading up on it. It's a bit of a collective. That was their first LP, but it does include all the members of Souls of Mischief. I don't really know much about Souls of Mischief. I just know that this tune, 93 Till Infinity, was a big one. Yeah, this is the sort of hip hop that I like. It's sort of highly musical, and the sort of the lyrics and the delivery are not overly aggressive, and they're not prominent over the music, and I suppose that's what I'm looking for, really. Yeah, this ticks a lot of boxes, and yeah, off the record, I think that was a single, from what I was reading. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so I'm definitely keeping this. Yeah, this is another hip-hop release. This was just lurking in the £2 box. So, again, pretty unassuming. I mean, I just thought, what's this? I think they must have thought, I mean, I'm guessing it was like that. And they probably just thought it was a 12-inch single. So they just chucked it in the 12-inch single box. So it's Lighthouse Tape. Trillion, I think, is the artist. He's from Sheffield. This release is from 2015. Yeah, it's a dark and claustrophobic and moody sort of sparse production, sort of UK later period hip hop release, and honestly, it's brilliant. I think it's one of those that you got to listen to it all. But yeah, I've put a couple of tracks on the playlist, and yeah, I'm delighted to have this. And I guess this will get a repress, but at the moment it's hard to track down, and sort of, you know, it's going for significantly more than £2. Yeah, and this was the real sort of find, to be honest. So yeah, this is Lemon Jelly, the yellow EP. I'd never even seen this before. Never mind, thought I'd be able to buy one. So yeah, it's a 10-inch EP, obviously. I don't know if you can see, but down here it says 38 of 240. So there are only 1,000 of these, and 240 were this limited edition screen printed sleeve. And sort of Lemon Jelly were active like late 90s, early 2000s. They were a duo, sort of doing sample based, sort of down-tempo, chill out, you know, ambient stuff, but like they were masters of it, really. This was the really, I guess this was their most popular release. This was the equivalent of their 3 EPs, if you like, because it wasn't the debut, but it just collected all the tracks from the first 3 EPs. So this is the second one, and I suppose I got into them a little bit late, really, because I can remember this came out in 2000. I can remember getting this CD and then thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind getting the record. And literally within a year or two of this coming out, looking for the vinyl version, it was impossible, and they were £100 on eBay, and I think there was only 1,000 pressed. I mean, now if you've got this record, it's the median on Discogs is £400. But yeah, they were, like I say, they were a duo, but they also ran sort of a graphic design agency, I think. So everything had this high design detail to it. This, I ain't got many releases, but this is another one. This was like in a faux leather sleeve. So this is Return to Patagonia and Spacewalk. yeah, and I suppose this was their debut album, so I probably sort of bought this just because I gave up on trying to get this, so I thought, well, I'll get this one when it comes out. And even this goes for a lot of money now. I think the Discogs median on this is 200, but you can see, I mean, it's a beautiful sleeve. It's got these inner sleeves with it. Yeah, it is a double. So yeah, I think that one was out in 2002. That was the sort of second LP, or the third one, 64.95, I think that was, wasn't it? This was the one that had that was a box set of 10-inch singles if you got the vinyl version. Kind of wish I bought that now. Yeah, but I mean, apparently they've done a bit of a KLF, and like nothing's been reissued. So yeah, there's loads of people on Discogs speculating as to whether they should just like front the money for all these expensive albums. Yeah, this was the other thing that I got of theirs. So this was like a mug that they did. I've got a bit of a thing for buying mugs with artists that I've seen live, and I must have at some point got this pencil, Lemon Jelly Doodle Machine. I think they must have given that out at a gig. Yeah, anyway, there you go, all done. Cheers.